about to add the Icord bind off to the Welted Fidget Toy. I've gone ahead and I've knit one round using my contrast color by knitting across stitches and picking up stitches as my pattern directs me to. And now I'm ready to set up for my Icord bind off. Because I don't already have an Icord going and I'm applying it to this piece, I need to cast on extra stitches so the Icord sits properly. I'm going to use the cable cast on method to cast on 3 stitches. This is how I do it. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get it on there. And these are the 3 stitches right here that I will be using for my Icord bind off. My favorite way to close the Icord bind off in the round is to graft together these cable cast on stitches with the last 3 stitches on the needle. And I do that, I make sure that I'm using the right stitches at the end by using locking stitch markers to mark those stitches. Let me show you what that looks like. I have placed the locking stitch marker in each of the first 3 stitches here. I'm pink, white, pink. I like to use the same color for the beginning and end and a different color for the middle so I can figure out the order of the stitches later. I am going to start the Icord bind off, which always happens on the right side of the work. What I'm going to do is knit 2 stitches and then knit 2 together through the back loop. Then without turning the work, I return the stitches to my left needle and I continue knit 2 together through the back loop. I'll do that the whole way around my piece until I come back with just the final 3 stitches to work. I worked a couple stitches of Icord because it's easier to see. These markers will just hang out in place as I work the Icord bind off over 3 stitches, which I do like this: knit 2 and then knit 2 together through the back loop. I never turn the work. The yarn stays behind the project, and when it comes out and around, that's what creates that nice Icord tube. I'm at the end of the Icord bind off and I'm ready to close up my Icord in the round. I have marked these 3 cable cast on stitches using locking stitch markers, and I'm going to go ahead and re-engage those stitches to be able to graft together. I'm going to use a second needle. I have a 12-inch circular needle right here, and I could use the other needle tip. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. I'm just going to do it so I can hold on to this and show you the whole thing. I'm flipping over to the wrong side of the work, and my working yarn, I've cut my working yarn and I've placed it, it's coming off of what will end up being the back needle for my Icord bind off. And what I want to do is re-engage these stitches, and they will be the front stitches that I'm using in the graft. So let's see if I'm going to show you what I'm doing right here. I'm going to go ahead and just reinsert the needle tip into all 3 stitches. I've used the same color on the first and third stitch. I just find it easier to find those in that way. So I went ahead, I inserted my needle. You can go from one side or the other. It doesn't really matter, just knowing my edge and my center stitches. And now I'm going to move my tips of my needle over to the other side. And I'm ready to graft the stitches together. So I've cut the tail of yarn, and I can go ahead now and I'll remove these stitch markers. I don't really need them in place. What I'm doing is I'm going to graft the work together. These cable cast on stitches that I've marked are now going to be the front stitches for my graft, and the live stitches will be the back stitches of the graft. I'm going to go ahead and thread my tapestry needle, thread my yarn onto my tapestry needle, and move my work to the end of the tips and graft as follows. Going through the front as if to knit, giving that yarn a small tug and pull it off, and then insert as if to purl in the next stitch on the front and leave it on the needle. Insert my tapestry needle into the first stitch on the back needle as if to purl, giving it a little tug and pull it off, and then insert into the back needle as if to knit, leave it there. Let's do it one more time. On the front needle, insert as if to knit, pull it off, insert as if to purl, leave it on. Back needle, insert as if to purl, pull the stitch off, insert as if to knit, and leave it on. I just have my last 2 stitches. Insert as if to knit, pull that guy off. I'm just going to push the needle out. That's a little easier, I think. And then I have the back stitch, insert as if to purl, and also get rid of that needle there. I'm going to move my needles to the side for you. And I'll show you that what I've done is, it's a little dark here. That's okay. I have closed up that I-cord edge by grafting the stitches together. So I can take my tail yarn and weave it in a little bit, tuck it into that I-cord tube, call it a day, and take all the rest of these ends. There are a couple of ends, but the nice thing is you can, on this particular project, you can weave in the welt ends and sort of tuck them into your welts, and the other ends you can actually tuck into the perimeter I-cord. And so let's see. So I've created this really lovely edge that looks the same as my other I-cord edges.